Hi.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That was horrible.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to How Come. Sorry about those sound issues. This episode's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait. Before we get to that, let's just remind everybody about our live show, April 25th. I just finalized the lineup of who is doing stand-up. Ashley Hesseltine from Girls Gotta Eat podcast, Khalid Rahman and Leclerc Andre from the F&F podcast. You've seen them on Conan and The Tonight Show. Ben DeMarco, my boyfriend, you've seen him on MTV. Oh, and Courtney McGinnis. And she's not even been a guest on How Come. She will be probably, but her boyfriend was a guest on How Come, Casey James Salango, and his podcast, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, is the one responsible for my first orgasm. So Courtney's amazing. I was just on her podcast, and she's going to be at that live show, Stand Up New York, April 25th, 7 o'clock. I think the doors open, and then the show starts at 7:30. We're going to have the stand-up show and then a live podcast where Charlotte and I interview Lola Jean, sexual wellness expert extraordinaire. She just came back from like a whirlwind tour teaching sex to everyone around the world. And now she's going to talk to us about squirting and sexting and how to do both. So I'm very excited for that. Go to standupny.com. Use our promo code HowCome for 25% off. We've got some other promo codes over the course of this episode, so look out for those because they're really, really good. And then we also just wanted to make a little point about last episode. Our friend Lev Fur, the comedian, he was on the show and he said some point about Jordan Peterson. He was like, I know Jordan Peterson is like generally seen as bad, but he said that like spoke to me. At the time, we did not personally know who Jordan Peterson was. We don't endorse Jordan Peterson. A lot of you wrote to us and were like, I can't believe you even included him. Like, I had no idea what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about like, I don't know, some guy who taught game, like some pickup artist. No. So Charlotte gave me a little blurb that I can teach you all a little bit about Jordan Peterson. He's a Canadian right-wing professor. 2 years ago, he was a popular professor at the University of Toronto and a practicing clinical psychologist who offered self-improvement exercises on YouTube. He does not fully endorse the far right, but he flirts with their memes and overlaps with them on many issues. Peterson's beliefs attract a heterogeneous audience that includes Christian conservatives, atheist libertarians, centrist pundits, and neo-Nazis. Often they demonize the left and downplay dangers from the right. His arguments are riddled with conspiracy theories and crude distortions of subjects, including postmodernism, gender identity, and Canadian law that lay outside of his field of expertise. His title and profession also lends him an illusion of credibility. His supporters, many of whom are intellectually curious, are quite aggressive, even physically threatening those that don't agree with them. While he doesn't outright support these acts of violence, he doesn't necessarily deter them either. So yeah, no, I don't enjoy, neither of us endorse Jordan Peterson at all. Also, I heard he said something that like trans people using their pronouns was like a disservice to him. He's just a fucking asshole. So no, we don't endorse that. Today's guest is the anti-Jordan Peterson. But today's guest is wonderful, amazing, an icon. Are you ready for this week's guest?
Oh God,
I
am
so
born ready.
Excited. Okay, you guys know her from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7 and RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 2. She is the only high-class Russian whore. She has a one-woman show right now called Help Me, I'm Dying. She has a web show with Trixie Mattel. She's probably my favorite queen of all time. You may know her as Ekaterina Petrovna Zamolodchikova, but your dad just calls her Katya.
Perfect.
Yeah?
That was actually perfect.
How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
Welcome, Katya Zamolodchikova.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a pleasure, a privilege, an honor, and I couldn't be more thrilled.
Oh, I'm so thrilled. Okay, so you and I went to the same school.
BU.
We both went to Boston University. We met a few months ago on your amazing podcast, Whimsically, Volatile.
That was a fun time.
Really fun time. Your fans are the nicest people. Hello. Welcome, fans who are
Welcome.
fans of both
Hello.
now. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh God, are you going to throw up? Are you pregnant?
No. Oh my God, I wish. No,
Really?
I don't.
Do you want to have a baby?
No, I don't at all. I think that would be so rude to bring a baby into the world right now.
Yeah.
They'd be like, why did you do this?
Yeah, how dare you?
Like, it's fucked up here.
My brother just had a baby. I'm a nephew. I mean,
I'm a nephew.
I'm a nephew again. I'm an uncle, and it's 10 weeks old, and he doesn't sleep. And I just think that babies, it's just horrible.
You would not want to have one?
No. I would send it away.
Yeah.
And never come back for it.
Are you from Boston originally?
Marlboro.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You were a gymnast.
No. I mean, I took gymnastics. I'm not any good at it. I'm pretty good on a trampoline. Like
They always sold you as like a little gymnast.
But you're
not.
If you talk to a gymnast, like I'm literally 3-year-olds can do better stuff than I can.
Okay.
Actually, in drag, there's a gymnast, a drag queen named Sonique.
Mm-hmm.
She's in LA. She does this thing. She wears like this tiny little bikini thing with a thong.
Mm-hmm.
She does a back handspring and lands into a split. And it is so beautiful. But then you're always like, you're left kind of wondering, what is the, where is the, how is the, what? And that it's so cool.
I know.
Cool.
I think my first drag show was like La Cage aux Folles.
Okay.
And I was just like looking at them and I was like, where is it? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the mystery, the magic of live theater.
But I know now. Rhea
she told you,
taught me.
Yeah.
And now every guy, I'm like, put your balls in your hole.
Well,
I want to see your balls go in your hole.
Some guys can't do it. I just met this girl whose husband has a giant ball sack. It's like an avocado, and he can't. There's no room. There's no room.
I know.
Every guy.
I've literally asked a bunch of. I have one boyfriend, but every guy that I'm friends with, I'm like, hey, have you ever like tried to stick your balls up into?
They all
that
say they're
little
too
hole
big.
that's up there. They're like, no, and I couldn't do that. It would be too big.
No,
yeah,
they can.
Yeah, but I think in that situation, probably like the dick is up the hole.
No.
Right?
So the balls go up and the dick goes around, down and around.
But what about with a thong?
It goes in. It goes basically. It's covered by the thong.
Okay, because it's between the cheeks.
Yeah.
But then with a back handspring?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why it's so in a straddle split.
Yeah.
That's
incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, I think it's probably a testament to the power of tape. Adhesives.
Also, though, like with a vagina, I feel like I've had mishaps. Like just like
no shit.
Like
labia.
your lip will fall out sometimes. I don't know how I don't know. I'm
always like, I know it's creepy because it's kind of like a kid's sport, but like at the Olympics, I always think now about like, wow, they probably do laser hair removal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those leotards are like coochie cutting leotards. Yeah. And there's never razor burn.
Totally. I grew up doing ballet and that was like a big thing because I developed early. So like I was like having to like shave my armpits or like my pubes or whatever like before you get in your tights. Like, oh my God, it feels so weird. How old were you when you were doing gymnastics though?
I started late in probably like 13, 14, 15. I only did it for a few years.
Did you get made fun of?
No, I was weird. Plus gymnastics was the least weird thing I did.
Really?
Yeah. I was a very weird kid. Or like antisocial, I guess. But I got along with everybody.
Okay.
But I only did gymnastics because I wanted to go to the circus. I wanted to learn specific skills to be an acrobat to go join Cirque du Soleil.
Cool. I always think about when I watch Cirque du Soleil, like, how do you know that you're good at some of that shit?
I know. Well,
unless you just start trying, like, oh, let me balance on my brother's feet to see if we're any good at this.
I know. If you're not part of like a weird village circus like lineage.
Like, how do you fall into that?
It's wild. Well, actually, a lot of the acrobats are come from the gymnast world. Actually, and Cirque du Soleil recruits a lot of gymnasts, like at the Olympic level, who don't get gold, silver, or bronze.
But just like extra sad ones.
No,
the ones that are alone.
Yeah. Never make it to the podium, you loser. No, but there's a bunch of Americans, and it's a sweet gig because what do you do with, once you retire at 18.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, but all that work and you're just going to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So they get to, go do that and it's cool.
And you didn't get recruited by any.
Oh God, Jesus, no. I had a terrifying, speaking of anxiety, we were talking about anxiety before. I had a horrifying fear of competition. I did not want to compete. I just wanted to learn and do and
yeah.
And so I like flipped out before the first meet we had, and I never went back.
I kind of have, I mean, I know that you struggle with anxiety a lot. You've been pretty like public about it. I have insane anxiety too. And I feel like that's a similar thing, that I've never been good in competition. Like when it becomes a mental sport, I'm like, nope,
Forget
I'm
it.
out.
Fuck it. Yeah.
I can do the best to my physical ability.
Yeah.
I kind of saw that we were rewatching All Stars, and like you like had checked out pretty early. It seemed like you were still killing it in the competition, but like if you would end up in the bottom two as like a fluke or whatever, you just kind of be like, okay,
Yeah.
like I don't really. It's fine.
I mean, it's so weird to do that kind of thing, like, because I'm not competitive. I don't want to. It's like I admire and am entertained by that kind of personality, like especially Russians. Like my favorite Russian gymnast was like, it's like gold or nothing, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like I don't have that part of, I'm just not competitive. So being on the show was weird because you have to fake being competitive.
Totally.
Because you have to be like, I'm here to win. I'm gonna crush all these whores. And I'm gonna show the blah, blah, and you have like do it in a way that's not cheesy and forced.
Totally. It's kind of like on The Bachelor, how you have to be like, I really see a future with him.
Yeah, he's like my dream guy. You have to tell me. So I've never seen those shows, but I know about The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and I am having a hard time. Like, I feel like the suspension of disbelief is like dropping into like an extreme naivete that they actually. What the ulterior motive is, like the main motive is to be famous, right? Not to actually fall in love.
I believe so.
Like to parlay in an entertainment career.
I don't know.
Or is it just kind of like, is it three birds, one stone? Like, I want to be famous.
I want to be famous. I want to fall in love.
And I want everybody to know about it.
Yeah.
And I want an entertainment career.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to like multitask.
Well, that's what I think was going on this season. Was one of the girls dropped out because she was like, oh wait, he's gonna pick me. Like I don't want to be the fucking wife of this guy.
Right.
She just wanted to be a runner-up so she could be Bachelorette next season. That's usually the goal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's like on Drag Race. You like get to the final four, but you don't win, so you can be an all-star.
Oh.
Maximize your screen time. Double it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Strategy. I would, if I had to watch the Bachelorette shows, I would have to do it with a completely like dumb, naive mind. Like, they're just looking
but I
for
think
love.
some of the people who are looking for love like might be kind of dumb and naive as well.
Oh, great.
And
well,
which
that's
is why
wonderful.
it might work out.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Well, I like that then.
My thing is that it's interesting to me just from like an anthropological perspective that everyone becomes polyamorous on the show.
Do they really?
I mean, no, but that's what I'm saying. Essentially, you have one person dating like a million people, and it's like we all have the same boyfriend. Like they say that.
Yeah, some like with sister wife shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, could you translate that into real life? Because a lot of people are always like, I could never be polyamorous. But then the second like a reality show comes into play,
absolutely,
37 women are suddenly poly.
I could never. Like I have dated guys and hooked up with guys who are obviously like dating other people, hooking up with other people, and I never ever want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. I'm a very jealous person. I'm like,
same.
I'm very, that mental road, like I go down it very quick of like, comparing and all that crap. And I just don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
I could never imagine like being in a situation. My first instinct would be to just leave, not compete, and just be like, not subject myself to that kind of like humiliation. Yeah, it's like it's degrading.
What's interesting? So, okay, do you know who Carly Shortino is from Slut Ever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's great, and we just had her on an episode, and she did a whole episode about poly. And there's a word called compersion, which is when it's like the opposite of jealousy. It's like when you feel happy because of your partner's pleasure in someone else.
Okay.
And they have these like wrestling classes that she showed where like poly couples like become more comfortable with compersion, and you see your person like wrestling with somebody else and getting joy out of it. And they say it like helps because what is known is less threatening than the unknown. So like the way that you and I are jealous, we'll like picture people hooking up with other people and like go down the spiral of like it's more passionate than it is with me, and it's you're psyching yourself up more about like what's unknown than like
good point.
seeing it I don't know.
So it's like a lighter version of cuckolding, compersion.
It's like
But it sounds really nice.
it's supposed to be nice.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're having a great time over there. Good for you, man.
They'll just like see that you guys have a separate bond that also makes you happy.
Okay, that sounds like it sounds like a primitive. It's like the paleo diet for relationship therapy. Do you know what I mean? It's like sounds like
like what monkeys do.
Yeah, like
bonobos. They fuck to say hi. They literally do though. They like people in their families. They're all fucking and stuff.
Oh, really? Incest in the community, the bonobos.
Oh, so much
community?
incest in the bonobos community.
Hot.
Oh my god, do you want me to open the?
No, that's hot. I mean, sexy.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
You reach for the water at the same time. It's hot in here.
Oh, incest monkeys. Oh my god.
I can't. You're not an only child.
No, I have an older brother and a younger sister. Yep, middle child.
Was your family fairly open and accepting?
Like too much.
Really?
Yeah, my uncle was gay. My mom's brother was gay. And
perfect.
Yeah, so when I came out, it was a technicality, and there was like, everybody knew. And although my mother is so cute, she was like, I didn't know. I was like, oh my god.
As if that's supposed to be like kind of like a compliment too.
Yeah, I don't know what it was supposed to. It was like all it means to me is that you're completely detached from reality.
Right, like you don't know me.
You don't know. I mean, I played with dolls since I was 3. Anyways, yeah, but they're so great. So it was like we had a nice little safe bubble in our house, and I didn't get bullied. It was nice.
That's awesome.
Never got beaten up.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I like that story.
Yeah, kids are rotten.
Kids are rotten.
Kids are rotten.
And I know that because I was a rotten kid.
You really? Did you beat people up? You bully?
No. But
were you rambunctious?
no, you know what? I think I did passive aggressive stuff.
Okay, mind games, manipulation.
Like one time there were. I'm gonna cut this.
Yeah, don't say it. Is it? Oh, that's so cinematic.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, at least I was creative.
Yeah.
Was the family a sexual family?
We fucked all the time.
Yeah, bonobo style.
Yeah, we're still fucking.
That's great.
Yeah, my dad's he's about 65 now. Mm-hmm. Still. Oh my god.
New hip?
2.
Really?
Actually, yeah, he does have 2 new hips. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Hip replacement surgery at 40 years old, though. He's a martial arts master.
Whoa.
Karate since 18. Yeah, he's a 5th degree black belt. He has his own studio. He's had forever. My parents are the coolest, most wonderful human beings in the world.
They sound amazing.
Yeah, mom's a psychiatric nurse. She's like so funny, so wonderful.
So they can just take care of everything too.
Yeah. My brother's a physiotherapist. My sister's a vet. It's like anything's wrong with you, they have it all figured out. Did
you have like a very medical sex talk because of that? Or was it like...
We never had a sex talk.
Really?
No. Have you had a sex talk?
Yeah, like a few of them. That's what I've been saying is like there shouldn't be like a sex talk.
Just
like,
one.
Just like the one time we're going to talk about this is
never
like
to be brought up again.
So weird as a concept. Like it's like being talking about like food once.
Yeah. Well, you only have sex once, so I guess
you only
it
have
just
sex once. Yeah.
Make it count.
Yeah. I feel like I used to come to my mom with questions, like specific questions.
Yeah, I never did that.
Okay.
Because I mean, what am I going to do? Like talking
hey.
about anal sex or like pre-com or like I never learned how to shave properly, which was I think weird.
Why didn't your dad teach you how to shave?
Because I think there was like there was general sense of awkwardness because I was like a goth kid who was like hated like listen to German industrial music in my dark room
Rammstein.
and like cut my arms, like weirder than Rammstein, like just bizarre, and it was just like generally very unapproachable.
Okay.
So I think I kind of like didn't the atmosphere wasn't exactly like
conducive for a talk.
Exactly.
Totally.
For like the father-son bonding experience. Although we have a great relationship. He's awesome. But yeah, it was just kind of, but that's gay people. They're on their own. Now with the internet, the information's super highway.
What about your uncle though?
Well, we stopped fucking when I was like 20. Well, funny enough, he used to make fun of me for being like a pansy when I was younger.
Oh.
And I didn't know he was gay because he's like a gruff, kind of racist townie.
Uh-huh.
But the antique collection gives it away.
Yeah.
we didn't have much of a relationship, and being gay is so weird.
When did you find out that he was gay?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Maybe like when I was a teenager.
Like, I feel like I would be resentful.
I was. Yeah, I was. I was
Yeah.
like, don't make fun of me for liking dolls, you fucking pansy fag.
But also, like, how come you haven't helped me through anything?
Right. Well, here's a great thing. A wonderful lesson I learned is that just because you're gay doesn't mean anything else. Because,
yeah, definitely.
you know, you can still be ignorant, racist, stupid, blah, blah, blah. I'm not calling him those things.
No,
but
sure.
he was he's just kind of like
Not
a
to his
towny guy.
face.
Yeah, no. Just on the podcast. But yeah, it was like it would have been so nice to have like a gay mentor.
Yeah.
Also creepy maybe, but who knows?
Do you have a drag mom?
I don't. Drag orphan, gay orphan. But you pick up things here and there. The best thing I learned in drag from like a surrogate drag mom, this big Panamanian drag queen named Misery told me that you can use Dawn dishwashing liquid to take your makeup off.
Cool.
And it comes off in a flash.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I feel like it's so difficult to take off my own makeup, and it's not like industrial strength drag makeup.
Yeah, it's not spackle over sandpaper.
It's ridiculous. Like, where does anyone get the money to start drag? Like, or like continue doing drag? It's not like you make money really.
No, it's a very expensive hobby. I stole most of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mopping.
Yes, right. I mopped most of it. I worked at a drag store, so I stole most of my stuff to kind of make ends meet and turn a profit. But yeah, it was super expensive. Like just to get in drag is like $1,000.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. It's so much fucking makeup.
If it's a little bit less, then you're not even going to look an adequate amount of good, so you might as well not leave the house.
Right. You might as well just kill yourself.
You might as well just kill yourself. Honestly, no.
Although I do look exactly like a woman.
I mean, you do look exactly like a woman. It's crazy, like when you're dressed. Not right now. Right now, you're bald.
I'm bald. Yeah, I'm a bald faggy fuck. That's what me and Trixie call it. Yeah, I look like a math teacher dying of cancer.
Kind of. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally just a matter of time.
That's
handing
amazing.
the book reports. Yeah. It's awful.
And nobody's mad about it either.
No, they're just like
you're the worst.
Awful. Did you see that movie with Ryan Gosling as the crack smoking elementary school teacher? It's called Half Nelson. It's really good.
No, I don't think I like him as much as other people do.
Okay, sure, that's fair. I could see that.
Yeah.
He's great in this though.
Okay.
He smokes crack in the bathroom.
Well, okay. So how do you just start drag then without the internet and without a parent?
Well, so I moved to the big city, and then I got a job at the drag store. I got a job at the drag store in Boston, and then all the drag queens shopped there. So I got to know them.
Okay.
And then I got put in one show, and then it just kind of steamrolled from there. But it took I performed in drag for like 10 years before I went on the show, the drag race show. And I looked awful for most of it, like really bad. I look back at the pictures and I'm like, holy shit. And I thought you just think you're so I remember at the time feeling like I am more attractive than Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
Like I am Charlize Theron. and I look like fucking dog shit. It's great.
Yeah,
The
but that's
level of
so
delusion
nice.
is lovely. Yeah.
Like I feel like I look at pictures now of times when I'm like, oh, I look so cute then, but I remember at the time thinking I was disgusting.
Okay.
Like it's a nice little flip
That's
of that.
great. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you remember your first wig?
Oh yeah, I do. And it was really fucking gross. It was a black lady bus driver wig that had gelled spiky tips, and I wore it backwards. It was just it doesn't make any sense. And I did a Russian techno song from the 90s. Like it doesn't make any sense at all.
Were you Katya from the beginning?
Yeah. From the very, very beginning, I did the Russian character. Started at art school, just as like a gag, and then I started performing as it only with Russian songs. It just didn't make any. It was just weird. I just liked it, and yeah, and then that's it. And I looked rotted. I mean, I used to wear white pancake makeup, do a thick line of dark red blush, green circle on the eye, a droopy black lash, and then a thin villainous lip. And it was so ugly.
It's avant-garde though.
Yeah. It was
interesting.
Yeah, performance art.
It's performance art.
Marina
AKA
Abramovich.
bad makeup.
Yeah, exactly. AKA don't know how to do it good.
And then other people helped you with makeup or?
Yeah, like I
okay.
have friends who are like either really good at it or like actual makeup artists like tell me like, this is how you put on mascara, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's like you can learn it in 45 minutes on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
It's insane.
What about dancing? Because you can dance real well.
I'm an extremely talented
You're
dancer.
extremely talented at dancing.
It even like if I see clips of it, I'm even
it blows my mind.
No, I'm not. I did take beginner ballet with Anna Meyer, maybe 2 semesters.
Okay.
Extracurricular, and I don't know. I'm not a good dancer. I can't really dance. I can't do the flossing thing. I tried at the club the other night to do that.
Yeah, but you have like good movements. Like it's.
I can be compelling.
Yes. Quite.
Yeah, that's that.
I was just compelled.
I like.
You guys didn't see it, but
I like
just
to prance
got
and I like to
compelled.
prowl, and I like to like pose.
It's like very feminine though. Like
Yeah,
it's like,
vamping. It's vamping.
like more tapped into any female sexuality that I have.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
No.
I used to be
never-
good when I was younger.
How old are you?
29.
Oh my god.
Were you jacking off in the house? Was that allowed?
Yeah, I remember when I started to jack off, I used to do it in the shower. So this would be like 3 showers a day. Like nobody knew what was going on. And I remember I went downstairs and my brother's friends were at the kitchen table and I had like I just come from the shower, maybe my 3rd shower of the day. And I had like a red, it looks like I had whacked myself on the forehead or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're going like, they were like making fun of me like I had like so hard I had whacked myself on the
Okay.
And I remember specifically just the idea of people knowing that I was jerking off. So they knew that like they got my number and I was like, oh no. And it was like,
What was the thing from your head?
I have no idea, but it was totally unrelated. But it was like,
I thought it was like you leaning on the tile
it could
with
have
your
been.
forehead.
Could have been. Could have been. I think I was like also fucked not shampoo bottles, but like something.
Used shampoo? No.
Or some kind of something. I forget what it was.
A Pantene bottle?
Perhaps.
Big mouth?
Yeah, big mouth. And then my brother's friend told me to stick a finger up my ass. And
How old were you?
I was probably like 13, maybe 12.
And that was after you had jacked off.
This was like around the time that I was discovering how to do it.
Yeah.
And he told me how to do it, and then he was a big fat gross man. And he made fun of me. He's like he set me up for humiliation with the finger thing. I was like, but it felt good.
Wait, so he was telling you to do stuff?
Yeah, it was weird. It was like he was trying to take the piss, but also be helpful, and also was a little bit horny, but not at all.
Did he end up being gay?
I have no idea. I don't think he's alive anymore.
Oh.
But he could be. Mm-hmm. He was. I felt bad for him, not at the time because he was a dick, but he was very overweight and not very attractive.
Yeah.
With a bunch of like fit, attractive boys. So
Yeah.
he was kind of the black sheep of the group, and so he would get really resentful and act out in a lot of ways that were very ugly. But
And he would just be like, oh, I'm going to tell my friend's little brother to jack off.
Yeah, and then stick a
finger up his
He didn't
ass.
stick a finger up my ass, but he told me to do it myself.
he told you to do
But
it.
then when I reported back, he was like, "Oh my god, you did that, gay!" I was like, "You know what I mean?" So
Did he
so
tell
lame.
anyone?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Lame. It's lame.
Horrible.
But that wouldn't happen today, which is great.
No, it wouldn't be allowed.
Oh,
Other people would check each other,
yeah.
I think.
And I think it would be like, yeah, so what? Maybe that's wishful thinking.
I find, though, that there are still little pockets where people think they're safe, and they'll make some, like, they'll look around and be like, gay. Or like,
it's so
you know,
weird.
or whatever.
Right.
And it's like,
right. It's so strange, especially the butt thing, because there's really nothing homosexual or gay or faggy about getting stuff up your butt.
It's a body system that has a pleasure center in it.
Objective, like it's just like scientific, objective.
Lots
like,
of straight guys like stuff up their butts.
and it's only a couple inches up there, the prostate.
Totally.
Yeah.
Did that one finger experience put you off it after he made
Oh no, I was into it.
You were
I
like,
liked
no,
it.
I
was
already
cool.
liked it. I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's good because a lot of people don't start with a finger. They just are like, oh, I'm just going to go full anal.
Oh Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I could never. I was recently talking. Oh, I had sex the other day. I just got off tour, the first leg of a little tour, and I had I got to hook up with this one. He was so attractive. Actually, can I show you a picture of his ass?
Yeah.
It's just very fun. He was a wonderful guy. He was a personal trainer, and he trained me for free. And then we went, isn't that a lovely butt?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, gorgeous. Super nice guy, very attractive.
I love him.
We had sexual stuffs going on, and it was it's so great.
Did you meet at a show? Or?
Yeah, I brought him up on stage and did
Oh my
as a bit during one of my shows and like did a lap dance on him, and then I was just like, oh my God, this guy's so attractive, it's ridiculous. And then we just kind of hit it off and hung out. It was fun.
Amazing.
Very cool.
How did he find you after, or you found him?
He went to the meet and greet, and then I
Great.
told him I would blow
Great.
up a kindergarten just to hear him fart in my face or something like that. And then online,
romance.
But I wasted a whole day because I didn't know, like, it's always so weird with the fans. Like, I don't know. It's almost impossible to tell if they're really interested.
Totally.
And also, if you're like overstepping, like if you're taking advantage of the situation.
Right.
Because I've gotten into plenty of situations where we're naked in the bed and it's clear too late that they are not.
That they don't want to be there?
Their body doesn't want to be there, but their brain is interested. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, because their brain wants to say, I went home with Katya.
yeah, and also, hey, was Violet really a bitch on season 7? You know what I mean? And like that kind of thing. And I'm like, no.
Not when my peener's out.
Right, exactly.
How dare!
Yeah. So that's always like really dicey. But and I've been like, I usually say like, do you want to have sex? I'd love to have sex with you. Do you want to have, I just say really like Rain Man, like,
Yeah.
you know, and they think it's a joke, so it doesn't work.
Right.
You know.
It's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Like,
Yeah, because I'm not into the whole like,
hi, I'll just be like coy and see. Yeah.
like a picture on your Instagram.
I don't think I'm that type of person that's just like gonna be approached ever. Like,
Why do you say that? What are you talking about?
because I'm a bitch and
Oh,
people just
okay.
right? Like,
I don't think you're a bitch, but do you give off the bitchy vibe?
I think so.
Unapproachable?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have a too approachable vibe.
You have a too approachable vibe.
Because people literally come up to and like scream in my face,
And well, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So,
That's true.
oh, one day, once when I landed in Rio in Brazil, fans came to the airport to greet me, found out what flight I was on. And then 2 of them approached me romantically and we had a threesome
Nice.
right then and there. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like,
At the airport?
no, we drove to their apartment from the airport.
So sick.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
I was gonna be like guy and a girl. No,
No, 2 guys.
2 guys.
Yeah.
You've never slept with a girl.
I have not slept. I haven't had vaginal intercourse. That sounds.
Kissing?
Oh, yeah. Kissing, everything. I had girlfriends growing up.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
until 8th grade. Yep.
No way.
Yeah, from 4th grade to 8th grade.
Did you genuinely like them?
Yeah, I did.
Interesting.
Yep.
And you are 100% gay or bi or?
I think I'm gay. Not happy. I'm
Not
gay.
happy.
No, just kidding.
No.
I'm yeah, I think I'm gay. I mean, I don't know. I have been noticing a trend among the youths where there seems to be less of an interest in a urgency to label.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, oh, I don't believe in labels or whatever. I know labels are very useful, but it's cool.
I think it is cool.
It is cool, and I kind of like aspire to that. Although I am like, I'm pretty gay. I don't think I'm going to be having vaginal intercourse soon, but who knows? I mean, whatever.
What if the vagina was attached to a man? See?
Absolutely.
You don't know.
Or what if? Yeah, because there's so many. I like to keep the whole keep things open.
Mm-hmm. So see, you don't know what you are.
No, no, nobody does.
Nobody does.
Don't put yourself in a
It's
box.
all just skin, baby. It's all just skin and bone.
It's just psoriasis.
Psoriasis.
So, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, yeah, I'm pretty gay, fag, homo.
Has anybody you've dated ever had a problem with Katya?
No, but I haven't really dated many people.
Okay.
Like all of the people that I have dated, I met through that area. So they were
Okay.
like, it was never like a awkward introduction.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like we kind of knew her first.
Yeah, and I've like
Now we have to get to know Brian.
right. Oh, brother. And but I fucked a lot of guys in drag, which was great, and got a lot
Both of you, or just you in drag?
me in drag.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No, actually,
Not
yeah.
a kai-kai.
Never done the kai.
Okay.
No, it's too much going on.
Have you ever fucked somebody in drag while you're not in drag?
No, I
Interesting.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't. I would not.
Okay.
I don't think.
Do you feel, I mean, I know the answer to this. You feel differently when you're having sex in drag than when you're doing it out of drag?
Only like just the technicality of like wearing a wig. I feel hotter. I mean, physically hotter. Like,
Yeah.
temperature-wise,
Yeah.
and just more uncomfortable.
And like, don't touch my hair.
Yeah, or like, and I, it's just like it's just an extra level of like, okay,
It's the fantasy for somebody else.
yeah, and it's really just like a crude base level. It's almost like a stick figure. You just have to have all these little dashes and dots. Like it's you make the very faint approximation of a woman, but it doesn't have to actually look anything like one. But as long as there's long hair, doesn't matter if it's like a shitty Velcro loaf wig, but there,
Okay.
and there's like some kind of like maybe a bra to indicate that you have or will have breasts at some point. You know what I mean? So there's that, and that's pretty much it. Like the guys who go for that kind of thing, like the cross dressers. You could put a wig on a fire hydrant and they just start humping that. It's like it's pretty low stress, to be honest.
But the fan that you met up with not in drag.
Not in drag, and
Okay.
there's always that anxiety of like, oh,
Do they expect me?
yeah, or do they like? Do they really? Can they see me? Just like, oh god, it sounds so cheesy. Can they see me for me? Oh. Which sometimes is not
Like
a good
Hannah
thing.
Montana.
Yeah, it's totally. I get it now.
Yeah.
Wow, the
Wow.
depth. The
All
depth.
these years later.
All these years, the best of both worlds. Yeah, but I mean, it's like one of those things. It's like, does Renee Zellweger look beautiful if she's not famous? That's a terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
think
really
so. Who else?
like Seth Rogen.
Yes,
I'd fuck him,
I would too.
but probably only because he's famous.
I can't tell if I met him and he was still equally funny.
Well,
I'd
yeah,
be like, oh my god, he has promise.
assuming that he's like all of those things.
Yeah,
Like he's in the movies.
yeah.
I'd fuck him, but probably because he's famous. I'm not gonna fame fuck him, but I'm just saying like it adds a
But it
level
adds
of,
a little.
or maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
It sweetens the deal.
Does it though? Because I don't
No,
want
it
anything
doesn't.
out of it.
Yeah.
In fact, it's much more of a hassle.
Yeah, and then it's like there's more people competing
Oh yeah, forget
too.
it.
This is okay. So this is something I always thought about when I was growing up because I used to be a massive like rock and roll. Like my biggest fantasy, and this is like the least feminist thing you'll probably ever hear me say on this podcast, but my dream in life was to go back in time and be a groupie
Really?
in the 80s.
Like a banger sister.
Like yeah, exactly. For
Def Leppard and Van Halen
and Guns N' Roses
okay.
and yeah, like and just like fuck, like there was
You
this
want to fuck them all?
just fuck them all, like the hot ones, be their like girlfriends and
Okay.
fuck them and travel with them. And there was this one woman who like I'd seen documentary of where she would make molds of everyone's
Yeah,
dick.
yeah. I saw, yeah. It's
Remember
cool.
that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she seems amazing. So then I would see in the documentaries of like VH1 Behind the Music, like, okay, then Axl Rose got married or whatever. And I'd be like, you can't get married if you're a rock star. Like, you have to share your penis with the world.
Your public property.
You know, like now
Yeah.
you're public property. Do you feel like people kind of feel that for you? Like that, like, you know, we like you. Now you owe us something.
Yeah, I think so. It's weird. You get the sense of it anyways.
Yeah.
And it's also, I get a little bit, there's like a defined stan culture.
What
like,
is
do you know what
that?
stan?
Stan?
Do you know what stan is?
Yeah.
Like, it's like somebody who really, really likes something a lot.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
stand.
I stand. Yeah. We have decided to stand. And there's like a lingo to it. And it's like, to me, it always seems like a consumer and a product type of thing, type of relationship. And I think it's more of that kind of phenomenon that makes me uncomfortable, that I'm like a thing that people
Yeah.
choose to like, and then I mean, I don't know.
I didn't even choose to like you. I just did. I just did.
I mean, I don't know. Like wait.
But
Yeah.
that people,
Owing
expect
something.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And I think those kind of things. I have all those like thoughts, and I feel all those kind of like pressures, but they're so unproductive and useless. It's just like it's a waste of time.
Totally.
You know.
Where are you going? Are you leaving? Oh, amazing.
So
You guys were at Tim's house in LA. I love
Tim.
You guys, Tim's the cutest boy I've ever seen.
He's gonna go smoke some wacky
He's going to
weed.
go smoke some
That's right.
wacky tobacco.
That's right.
You don't smoke weed, though.
No,
now.
I don't know. It actually like I think
Triggers.
it contributes to psychosis. Because this stuff is off the chain.
Yeah.
This sativa is like woo.
Especially out here.
Yeah, and I was like getting real magical in my thinking.
Totally.
Yeah, so I don't need
Yeah,
to-
I know. I talk about weed a lot on this podcast, and I realize like I should be a little more careful because I know personally I think it works for me.
Yeah, sure.
But for like it's not going to work for everyone, and like
Yeah.
if you do have like that psychosis it could tap into, or if like you have other drugs that it's going to trigger, like don't do. There's other stuff that can relax you.
Yeah.
So you had how many girls pass out at this meet and greet?
Oh, there was a few. Yeah, they got really, really like just overwhelmed, and I get it. I mean, there's a lot of people. I would never go to a meet and greet. I would never go to the club gigs that I do. The theater shows are totally different. You get to sit down and it's orderly and fine. But the sweaty club with packed and late, and I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
it's nuts. It's really cool that they do it.
And did all of them have anxiety problems?
So a lot of my fans do. Yeah.
And that's why they're coming to see you,
Yeah.
because but then they can't handle it because they've got such bad anxiety.
Totally, which is so nuts.
Comical.
It's a comedy of errors.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
It's really crazy.
Well,
yeah.
and you are coming off of kind of like a hiatus,
Mm-hmm.
or you took a break.
Yeah, pretty
for
much.
a while.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Of touring, anyways.
And that was for mental health issues mostly, or
I relapsed on drugs and went completely insane.
Okay.
And had to go to rehab, and then just kind of like it took a while to get to anywhere resembling like a baseline level
Like
of
normal.
Yeah. And I don't really, normal is so variant on whatever's going on in my life, but like I didn't realize how manic. And in fact, like the first or couple episodes of the podcast we did, I was completely still nuts. So they're so manic. Like I am a total crazy person. I can't listen to them. It's so like, ugh. But it took a while to kind of like calm down, so to speak.
totally.
And also I'm lucky that I don't have to work. Like I could take an extended period of time off and still be
Definitely
alive, which is cool.
When was the first time that you started doing drugs? When you were a teen, or?
Yeah, I smoking pot with my brother's friends. I remember I got high. The first time I got high off weed was the night before my first day of 7th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had smoked. I don't know if you've experienced this. Like I had smoked maybe 6 or 7 times before that, just never got high.
Yeah,
and then it finally hit me, and I was like,
whoa.
Wow.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, I think
I
that
loved
time
it.
for me was in like 10th grade or
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
And then were you smoking every day?
No, like we did weed, and then we did acid and mushrooms and like nitrous oxide whippets and stuff, like kind of whatever. And then it was like when I went to college, I tried cocaine and then like meth, and then I never did heroin, and I never did
Angel dust.
I had done, I've K and all the other stuff.
But most
pills.
of it was before drag then, right?
Before,
and during.
Yeah, actually, like I got most of it out of my system in high school, and then I went to college, and I was like, let's just work.
Okay.
Because everybody was partying, and I was like, I kind of did all that already, you know?
Yeah.
But then I found speed, like
what is speed?
Adderall, just generic amphetamine,
Okay.
like prescribed.
Okay.
And that was just like, oh, lovely.
Because you could get so much done, or like
Yeah, because and it was also like clean high. It was
Yeah.
like a dose.
Yeah.
It was, I stole it from my roommate, so it wasn't free, but but like it wasn't a street drug that was dirty and unpredictable.
classy.
It was extremely classy.
Yes.
Yeah. Have it with a white wine
The white
spritzer.
woman of drug.
Yeah. Well, you know
The
what
real-
actually, when I got the idea from? Felicity Huffman in
Oh,
Desperate Housewives. Yeah. She's
No
responsible for my whole
way.
drug
Wow,
addiction career.
Felicity.
Yeah. And look at her now, arrested. Yeah, no, seriously. There was an episode where she started taking her daughter's ADHD medication. And she got all this, like, she was like, oh my God, I'm a superwoman. I get all this done. And then it crashed and burned. And I asked my roommate who was on the same stuff, I was like, hey, can I try that?
Yeah.
She's like, sure, take 2, see what happens. And I did. And I was like, it was like one day my soul just opened
Yeah.
up.
It's a Jessica Spano moment, though.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So how did you fall into it again this time? Was it just like mega fame over?
It was just, I think it was like getting out of a routine because I go to like, before Drag Race, I would go to like 12-step meetings and stuff like that. Like had a pretty solid routine, go to yoga, do this, do that. And then I started touring. And then it was like, for the first year, it was all adrenaline, not sleeping, just craziness. And it was fine. And then I went to Australia and hooked up with a dude and he was high on meth. And that was kind of it. It was like, I remember
okay.
he was so hot, but he couldn't keep an erection. He was like, I'm so sorry. I smoked before I came here. I was like, smoke? I mean, I smoke and I'm hard. He's like, I was like, oh, that.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard from many guys on this podcast and otherwise that staying hard is tough enough, let alone adding a harmful substance like meth to the mix. I can't imagine trying to stay hard in that situation. We definitely don't recommend you going down that rabbit hole, but we do recommend staying hard for the sake of you and the person you're hooking up with. We have an awesome partner called Roman that will take care of this for everyone. Ladies, you need to get these wipes. You will love them. And your dude will thank you. And dudes, get your dudes these wipes, and dudes, get them for yourself. And everybody, just penis people need these wipes. Because every person with a penis wants to last longer while having sex. But like counting ceiling tires doesn't necessarily always work. So the folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman Swipes, the secret to longer, better sex. Roman Swipes are convenient, over-the-counter wipes, clinically proven to help you last longer. They're effective, doctor-approved, easy to use, and fast-acting.
Great.
Sounds too good to be true? Yes, it does. But it's not. Swipes are the real deal. Studies have shown up to a 340% increase in stamina after 3 months of regular use.
Super duper.
Which is amazing. Roman Swipes will ship to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each Swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet. What makes Swipes better than all those creams and foams is that the desensitizing effect will not transfer to your partner or numb you, which is what I was always afraid of. I'm like, well, if it didn't desensitize me, then what's the point of staying? But no, it makes you last longer. It's amazing. And they're super easy to use. Just take Swipes out of the packet, wipe it on your most sensitive areas, and wait a few minutes. That's it.
I love that.
Keep Roman Swipes in your back pocket for longer, better sex, and get yours fast with free 2-day shipping by visiting getroman.com/howcome. That is getroman.com/howcome. But back to your story. This wasn't just about losing a boner. It was about a fucking relapse. So this guy was on meth. You kissed him.
And then it was like ding, and then it just went.
Yeah.
It did it, and then it was just off to the races.
You're already in that mindset, and you're like, well, I've already slid down.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, it's really scary that because you can make a decision in your mind, and it's almost like there's no going back. It's so spooky.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's also moments that I feel like you have where it's like your brain is like, don't do this, and then your other brain's like, what's the worst that could happen?
I don't even
But you should
think that.
always listen to the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just never really like, I don't think it's really useful to tell people not to do drugs. But there's no shortcuts. Like you can't get a shortcut, in life. Like you're with the drugs I liked, I was borrowing time and borrowing happiness. Like I was like, well, yeah. Cause I was like, I want time alone where I'm
Yeah.
really, really happy. So I'll stay up all night on speed or whatever. And then I can do whatever, whether it's rhinestoning or organizing or jerking off or whatever. It's me alone, happy, happy, happy and focused. But you're flooding your neurotransmitters that need to be replenished, and
it's going to come down even harder.
it comes down super hard. Yeah. And then of course, like the cycle of addiction, if you're an addict or an alcoholic, then you have no choice. You got to like, there's nothing you can do, because you're just going to be like a toothless cracky,
Totally.
Sooner or later. So
Do you have depression as well as anxiety?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a new thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they go hand in hand.
They really do. They're very night and day, kind of very complementary. And I hadn't really experienced the kind of depression that I had prior to this year, because usually like with a relapse off of like any kind of drug, heavy drugs like that, you experience like a long, but not, maybe a week, month.
Yeah.
2 months max. They call it anhedonia. It's like the total absence of pleasure, because you got nothing in your brain.
Right.
And it just needs to, get back to normal. But this was long, and I was like, oh my God, 3 months of like 4 months of literally not wanting to do anything and not being interested in anything, and like sleeping 11, 12 hours, going to bed at 8,
Yeah.
just because I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's so gross and sad.
It's never happened to you before?
Never, not that.
Okay.
I've been sad. I've been like lots of different feelings, always feelings, but never that kind of like empty, gray, and it's just heavy and hopeless.
It's interesting. So I know I've talked about it at least one episode, because I had to go in the early episodes to my psychiatrist to make sure that the SSRIs I'm on weren't, impeding my lady boners or whatever. And it was fine. But I don't talk about like my depression a ton, because like, I don't know. I don't want to have it be like a 13 Reasons Why situation where people start like committing suicide or whatever, or thinking it's cool, or thinking being depressed is cool or whatever. But
oh God, it is not cool.
I've struggled with depression my entire life. Like, I've lived in my bed, and it's partly because I'm lazy, but partly because I don't like living here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not obsessed with being on Earth.
Yeah.
Which is another reason that I say I would never bring a kid into this world, because I don't want a kid with my chemical makeup to be like, dude, you didn't want to be here. Why would you put that on me?
Right. I mean, you could have the most
perfect angel,
stylish, developmentally, just, off the charts, happy-go-lucky. But that I don't want to be here. Like, I'm all set. Like, you guys go ahead. And with the anxiety is weird. Like, having them both, like, it was, I would go to bed extremely depressed and wake up very, very anxious.
Yeah.
In the stupidest, tiniest things, like a phone call, having to return a phone call, having to return a text, and I'm like, why the fuck can I do this?
Yeah.
This is beyond laziness, because I know what laziness is like. Procrastination. No. This is something else.
Oh, I won't send an email sometimes, even I know exactly what I'm going to say. I'm like, I don't want to send it. I can't send it.
Yeah.
Because that will move life forward.
Yeah.
And what you're just trying to do, or 'cause you even said it before, you were just trying to buy time.
Yeah. That's interesting. I never thought about it that way. Like, but that's true. It's like that would be me participating in my life.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that.
I don't want to. You guys do it without me. I'm so tired.
Yeah. Fuck. I used to it was so weird, because I would like laugh a lot and be very energetic and very happy, or not even happy, but just like hopeful, smile at people, talk to strangers, whatever.
Yeah.
Once I came out of my shell, I was like good to go.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, ooh, back in there. I slept on the couch. I had a great bed, but I would just sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Just doing stupid stuff, weird things, like, in a pile of shit. And then
what?
I would only,
garbage.
not actual like feces, but and like shower every, 3 times a week.
Queens roll.
Yeah. Seriously. I mean, I am disgusting.
Got your padding and a pile of shit.
is that a fake ass? No, it's just a diaper full of shit. Oh my God.
Do you have any advice as far as anxiety and depression go, like how to get yourself out of a hole?
Well, I don't.
Okay.
The only thing is, I guess like the way this like sounds like a stupid like Western cliche thing is like the only way to get out of a hole is to stop digging. And usually the answer that nobody ever wants to hear, including myself, is you have to exercise.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's imperative.
Right. Yeah.
You have to be. I look at it as like, oh, my arm is numb. What do I do? I like move it around and get the blood back in it. You know what I mean? Like it's literally just like when Nintendo doesn't work and you smack it and blow on it.
Yeah.
That's like the kind of that mentality.
That's a little reboot.
Yeah. Like I go upside down, like I do a handstand, like, or, I just anything, and you're not going to feel great.
Totally.
You're not going to feel like a runner's high, but it's just.
But eventually it'll get better.
You have to.
Yeah. You have
and
to
no
like
thinking.
Oil up your gears.
No thinking.
Well, yes.
No
an
thinking.
idle mind is the devil's playground. My
Yeah,
mom
no
always
thinking.
said that to me. Like, try and get as busy as possible. Take on a hobby.
Anything.
Hang out with other people.
Don't think.
Don't think.
Yeah, because like the mind as a tool is incredibly efficient, but the way that we use it is really destructive.
And get out of your bed. I'm the worst person to say this
You
because
stay in the bed?
I live in my bed.
Oh, see, I don't do that.
But this is a great segue to our advertiser, Helix Sleep. I mean, I love my bed. I don't get out of my bed all day. It's because I'm depressed, but it's also because I've got amazing new Helix Sleep mattress, and I love it. Have you ever tried a Helix Sleep mattress?
I have not, but I do. I love a good bed.
Helix Sleep, they are unreal. They're great for sex.
Oh.
But seriously, even though I'm saying like get out of your bed, like even depressed people need a bed. And if you're going to be depressed, you might as well have the most wonderful sleep of your life. And my Helix mattress arrived and I'm obsessed with it. I kind of told the listeners last week about how it's really good for sex. Yeah, it's got like a much more sturdy surrounding, like the part that holds it together. So if you sit on the edge, like it won't sink and like.
Okay, because maybe I could think like if you can balance a loop thing on one side and it doesn't, if you bounce and it won't bounce over there. Do you know what
maybe.
I mean?
The springs are much better for sex. I explained it last episode, but yeah, it's been the most comfortable sleep. I've said this a million times, but like I usually have nightmares. I haven't had one on my Helix Sleep mattress yet, which is verifiably insane. But if you want your own Helix Sleep mattress, which I'm sure that you will, go to helixsleep.com/howcome. They're offering $125 off if you go to helixsleep.com/howcome. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz. It matches you to your perfect mattress based on your body type and sleep preferences.
I love that.
It is also customized to your unique needs. No more compromising on a mattress that wasn't designed to work just for you. They even make mattresses for couples with different preferences. They just split the mattress down the middle to meet each person's needs and sleep
Great.
style. They have a 10-year warranty and you can try your mattress for 100 nights risk-free. So I'm not even there yet. If like I decided I hated my mattress, I could send it back. I won't. I love it.
Super duper.
And they'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but I know you will. So if you want your own Helix Sleep mattress, even if you don't need a new mattress and you think you deserve a better mattress and you want to like improve the quality of your life, it's a really great investment. Again, they're offering $125 off right now. So go to helixsleep.com/howcome, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Get up to $125 off. Again, that is helixsleep.com/howcome. And yeah, take your unboxing video. I got my mattress and Charlotte and I posted our unboxing video. It was so fun. The mattress says it can take up to 72 hours to inflate. Mine took 2.
I love that.
Did you ever have body image issues?
Only like, not really. Only like I hated the hair on my body. But I was always reading Anne Rice vampire novels where they were all hairless bisexual like creatures. That's what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And so like I hated that I had like a hairy ass. I was like, ugh, gross. It's disgusting. Or like that I still don't like.
I always think about that with drag queens too, because I'm like, Well, I would want to be hairless because it would make me get into drag easier. But then I would not want to be not hairless if I was living my life as a gay man because
Totally.
like there's a certain like masculinity that comes with
Yeah.
a hairy chest or
Sure.
like half of your eyebrows still
Yep.
being there.
Yep. That's a whole, that is like an incredibly rich area to sort of dive into with like exploring all those like gender identities and gender blurrings and like the what you have to sacrifice and what you have to like balance and try to, it's so fascinating because I've done it all where I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck it. I'm like, I've shaved my eyebrows and look like a dying of cancer.
Yeah.
And then, but in drag, it looks amazing. And then, so it's just a trade-off. And you can't, what I found is that it's very difficult to be an attractive man and an attractive woman. Like full-time, both. But some people do it. It's just a lot of work.
It's
just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to devote time like this week or this month being my drag persona is more important to me.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
yeah.
Like I'm
And
on
just
tour. I look like a
compartmentalize
garbage person
your
when I'm
life.
not on stage.
Right.
You know,
Totally.
The only
You
thing
look
is
disgusting. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm leaving a stain on this couch. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, you prioritize whatever you can. I've never been like for my identity off stage. I've never been one for like, trying too much or like really looking snazzy.
Do you find, okay, because I noticed that it's one way or the other with drag queens. Like they either in their normal life are dressed to the nines also or
just like
complete like slouch, like kind of like fade into the wallpaper.
Yeah. I mean, there is more of a range that I see. Like Trixie looks like a Midwest like nerdy gamer dude out of drag. Like doesn't not clockable at all as a drag queen.
No.
And then you have people from like back home who they look like bridge troll, just like with like long fingernails and no eyebrows. Just they look like Disney villains.
Yeah.
Like kind of like Jafar from Aladdin.
Or like Penguin from Batman.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
A combination of that. Yeah, where like they'll keep their hair long, but it's receding and balding.
Oh God!
And because they want to snatch it up into a ponytail or something like
Ron
that.
Jeremy with nails.
Exactly. That's it. With no eyebrows.
With no eyebrows.
And, acrylic nails, or imagine him with long braids.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What else? Your first time sex.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
First
Have you
time-
had sex?
I haven't had sex yet, but I've had a lot of imagery around my first time. No.
A lot of manifesting.
Yeah. Wow. The first time I came, I was actually high on weed.
In the shower?
No, I was like in my bed and I didn't know how to jerk off yet totally. So I was like humping. I think I was humping a lot, maybe like
this is
rubbing.
pre-shower?
This is pre-shower when I hadn't got the technique down.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was high and I was like, I thought I was going to pee. And then it wasn't. I was like, what the hell is this? Whole new world. Lovely gal. And then I didn't have receptive anal sex till I was 30.
But you were giving it
early.
early.
Yeah.
Like 16?
Oh, 18, 20.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty early, especially like...
And anal sex is not easy.
No. And that's
It's not easy at all.
But we have a really good Anal 101 episode coming up because people just assume that the first time you have anal, like you shove something massive in there.
No way. So the first guy that I had it with had a small dick, and that was on purpose. But before that, there was lots of lead up. I was like, this whole popping of one's cherry, absolutely not. I'm going to pop my own cherry. Thank you.
Going to ease it.
Yes, I'm going to absolutely. I'm going to very gingerly and carefully extract this cherry over the course because I'm not interested in pain.
Yeah.
Also, not interested
Nobody
in
should
long-term
be.
anal fissures.
No, exactly.
No. None of that.
People can be interested in pain, but like most of pleasure, like you're not going to like get it by going through pain.
No, yeah, you got to know. I mean, if your first introduction to that, like to anal penetration, is going to be painful, if there's a whole bunch of shit you got to do, and it's like it's a very tricky thing, and not to mention the whole cleansing rigmarole, which is a whole nother fucking thing. So it's just a lot to deal with.
Do you keep douches in the house?
I don't. because I don't really bottom that much.
Okay.
But I think I have like a spare one. But it's just like, it's such a production.
So most of the time when you're in drag, you're a top then.
Yeah, and actually most of the girls that I know are also that, which
so
is funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
I love that.
Well, a lot of the guys who go for the cross dressers and the T girls and the girls, they want to get
dominated by a woman.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, fucked in the butt by a chick with a dick.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty straight. It's funny, like it's such a nice little switcheroo kind of situation. You know, it's like a...
Yeah, you get to be everyone all at once.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first time that you did it, was it with somebody romantic or someone random?
It was like...
The first time you gave.
Oh, gave.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the first time because it was not... It's not. I remember there's a particular kind of like performance anxiety around that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, am I gonna do this right? I'm like good at fucking, or like, and also, am I gonna like hurt this person? And also, am I gonna do it? Let's keep going so I can say hard and all this stuff. It's like, ugh.
There's a lot of anxiety.
There's a lot of anxiety, and I think it must have been in like. The first few times I was in drag with these guys who they wanted to get fucked, but they didn't know about it. So it's like the blind leading the blind.
So you were young though, like 18? No.
20s. I don't think I started doing anal until I was like in the 20s.
Okay.
Just like hand jobs, blow jobs, stuff like that. There's so many wonderful things you can do without
so many other things
going into the full anal.
Totally.
And also eating is great because you can do that. Starving yourself for a night of like anal sex, that especially if you don't even know it's a sure thing, makes me want to jump off a building.
Oh my god, I mean, girls always have or not anymore so much because it's becoming more acceptable for us to have hair on our pussies, but like literally, like there's so many memes about like the feeling when he says he's coming over and you shave your entire body, but then he doesn't. But it's like also you haven't eten all day. Like
I know that feeling. Yeah.
And then the next day you're stubbly and alone.
Yep. Oh my god. You just brought me back. Yeah. Like awful. Spent 45 minutes in the shower. Just like completely smooth, starving. Cancels, nothing happens the next day. It's just like it's hammer time.
The worst.
Yeah, it fucking sucks shit, huh?
Fucking sucks. On that note, you guys don't fucking cancel on people.
No.
If you're gonna do it, try and see them the next day or something where they can still use.
Or send a friend in your
their
place.
Wax or something like that.
Send somebody in your place.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time that you received? It was a small penis.
I do,
right?
and it was awful.
Oh.
It was awful because it happened because I had like a erectile dysfunction moment, which like for the first time ever, I just couldn't keep my boner, and he was.
Does it matter if you're?
Well, I was supposed to top him.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, I couldn't.
Like,
I lost my boner, and I was like, fuck. And so I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe this is perfect. I'm sort of along. I'm well. My training had been going well, and he was like, he had a tiny, but he was like a dagger dick.
Oh,
it was this
like
small,
needly and then wide at the base.
Hard, and and it was just did not. It felt awful.
Yeah,
like it felt awful, and it got kind of rapey, but like we don't have to. I know it's an overshare, but like it was, it's just like. It sucked.
He didn't care about your
he just wanted to get off, and it was just like, oh, gross. And it was like, oh, this happened. This is so common.
Yeah,
this is so a common thing. It's just like asshole dudes want to just like get their nut and like, blech. And then it was just like, I felt like I have my very short vagina.
Yeah,
it just bangs against my cervix.
Yeah, no. And then you're like, you know what? It's not really worth somebody else's pleasure. I could.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't like. Yeah, it's so strange. I don't know. Have you got fucked in the butt?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you enjoy?
It depends. Like sometimes, if it's very intimate.
Yeah. Okay.
It can be a very enjoyable experience for both, and it should be. And like, if it's not, then you should stop doing it.
Yeah.
And do those other things that we talked about.
So many other wonderful things.
You're not boyfriending right now.
No, it's too hard to be on the road. And stuff, you know,
and you're like kind of newly-ish sober too. Like,
oh yeah,
isn't that like the first year you're not supposed to?
It's a good suggestion.
Date? Yeah.
It's a good suggestion. So like for now, I have a couple of where I have like one dude like in LA that I like to sleep with every once in a while, and he's like so nice and wonderful and chill, you know, and it's so nice to meet somebody you have like really wonderful physical chemistry with, and then there's like not a lot of expectations or drama or anything else, but it's just like we can reconnect, and it's like
totally,
it's so cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, but like, oh god, I went nuts. So I don't not need a boyfriend for a while.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When you're in a relationship, well, you said you get jealous.
Oh, so jealous.
Yeah.
So jealous.
It's just too much to put your brain through.
Yeah, it's
like
stupid.
Especially if you're in a long distance thing. There's too much wondering.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Well, I think you're doing so great, and I love you. And I'm so happy we met.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. This is
of course.
You're a real cool chick, man. You really think you're a bitch? Are you a bitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Most of my friends, like my badge of honor, is they're like, oh, I thought you were such a bitch before we were friends. And I'm like, I'm still a bitch, but now we're friends.
I like that.
If you don't think I'm a bitch, or if you do think I'm a bitch and you love me for it, show us some love. Go to our iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe, or go to Patreon. Send us some money, get some extras, bonus content, all that good stuff. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 ratings on iTunes so I can post 2 episodes. But yeah, stay in touch with me and Charlotte on social at How Come Podcast, and Sharkastic and Remy Casimir. Katya, can you remind everyone where they can follow you online?
Sure, yeah. If you ever like to log on to the internet, on Twitter and Instagram, it's at Katya_Zamo, KATYA_ZAMO. And that will keep you abreast of all the live goings on.
Happenings.
And I'm on a world tour actually right now.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're going to the UK. So if you live in the UK or in Australia or in Singapore or in the Philippines, or in North America, we're going to do all that now until September.
Wow.
It's cool. Yeah.
Okay, I just have to ask this at the end of every episode, at the end of every sexual experience, which this has been. Katya, Brian.
Yeah.
Did you finish?
I finished a few times.
Amazing.
And something squirted out of the back as well.
Ooh,
Yeah.
on Tim's couch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, that's my library card.
That's a celebrity signature. You can sell this couch on eBay, bitch. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Oh.
And we'll see you next time on How Come.
How
Bye.
Goodbye.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I've still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help, 'cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz